Hey team, thank you so much for jumping on tonight's call. I'm super excited for our guest speaker tonight. But I'm just gonna do the usual the usual items to begin, housekeeping items to begin our call. First, I want to remind you that we have 2 amazing challenge packs on sale. So make sure that you are bringing those up to your calendars or prospects' attention. And they're both $140. So size and size 30. All right. Everyone here knows that Shanti's amazing. Today and tomorrow are huge days to do follow-ups, especially if you are right there to hit Success Club. Even if you've already hit Success Club, we are here to help you. Make sure that you follow up tonight and also tomorrow. Tomorrow is good because, it's Friday.
Can't hear you.
And especially if you guys are opening up your challenge groups on May 30th, like I am, then give everyone the opportunity to get their challenge packs in the mail. And then 2 other announcements is, I know that Michelle couldn't jump on the call, Michelle and Jamie tonight because they had a school activity, but I wanted to give them already being at Success Club 10 and 5 coaches. That's pretty amazing. So congratulations to them. And also our newest Emeralds coach in the house, Denisa. Woo! Congratulations for advancing your business. This is when the good stuff begins. You start to see cycle bonuses, leads. This is going to be up from now on. So now we're going to open it up to our guest speaker. Norris, thank you so much for accepting to host our call tonight. Norris is a mom, a wife. She is a Team Beachbody coach. She's a Star Diamond coach. She has been in Success Club. I don't want to mess this up. She's been in Success Club for 37 months in a row.
Wow.
Makes her a Success Club legend.
I'm a legend.
Guys, pay attention. Take your notebooks. Write all the tips because whatever she shares, she knows what she's talking about. 37 months consecutive. Success Club. You hear what I'm saying? All right. And
I gotta go get to the store. I'll be back.
And make sure that, like I said, take a lot of notes because it's going to be on fire. He's going to, the other thing I want to say, I don't want to forget this. She's also part of,
Papi, I'll open the cookies.
she is also part of the, let me mute everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, much better.
Right? Okay, here we go. She's also part of the New York City Market Council. If you were a Super Saturday, she rocked that stage. So that is who Norris is. And before I open it up to her to talk about, tips on social media, how to attract your niche market, I want her to tell us a little bit about how she came to be a Beachbody coach.
Awesome. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm like, that's me. I'm a legend at Summit. When they announced that, I was like, wow, they really make you feel special. And like, it was amazing.
Special.
No, I know, but thank you. But you know how they make you feel? You're like, oh my God, I'm a legend.
I know.
In any case, hello, everyone. I am so honored to be here tonight with all of you. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule and, spending time with me and Gabriela and the team. It's awesome. I started 3.5 years ago because of my sister. My sister started before me. I'm not sure if you know her. Her name is Umaris Estevez, and she's also part of our team. And she started, and within a month, her results were just amazing. And her and I have always been attached to the hip, and we always used to share yo-yo diets and pills. Whatever diet we were on, we would play off each other. Like, okay, I'm starting this one now. You should start that one. Let's see which one works best. And all attempts failed. All my life, I was always the heavier one. And when I saw her starting this, and within a month, her body transformed. I was so inspired by her. And I'm like, you know what? I was at my lowest point in my life. I just had my son, my second son. I have a daughter who's 7 now, but having my second son was the one that really, I hit rock bottom. And that, you know, that saying when people say you have to hit rock bottom in order to kind of ask or yell or scream for help. I was at that point when Nervous joined. I saw her transformation and I said, this is it. This is my answered prayer. I need to go in. And honestly, that's what I did. I said, here's my card. Whatever you have, I need, let's do it. And I need you guys to understand, I know that you're hearing all these accolades and, oh, she's an all-star legend. She's part of the NYC Marketing Council. Right before 3 years ago, I never had Facebook. I never had Instagram. I didn't care for it. I was living in my little bubble, and I was happy in that lonely little bubble. It felt safe. And one of the requirements to join the challenge group that she was telling me about was I needed to create an Instagram and a Facebook. So for me, it was a complete life change since the get. So I created an alias name to create a Facebook account. It was completely fake under the name of Fanny Ascona. So if you have those challengers that are on Instagram or on any other social platforms that do not have Facebook, bear with them. There's other ways of working around it. So I was one of them. I was really intimidated by it. And coming from a person that always suffered from her weight and always challenging, why would I ever want to be, you know, putting all that info out there? So that was always my fear. Like, I don't need people to be in my business. That's how I started. And since then, I've lost 60 pounds. I've kept it off. The accountability, the support, the family that I've now like brought into my life has been so much of blessings, like blessing after blessing. This opportunity has not only allowed me to fire my boss, an option that I thought would never be possible. And now after a 9-year tenure in an early intervention agency, now I'm able to stay home, manage my own hours. My family is my priority. So I always say I'm a full-time mom. Beachbody comes second. But I have that freedom now to even say that. So coming from a person from a, you know, her own little bubble, starting a challenge pack, committing, making that decision right there and then, I'm in. Following through, never giving up, and saying yes to the opportunity, full force, regardless of the failures and all of that. But that has been my journey so far for the following 3.5 years. The losing the weight, accountability, meeting amazing people like yourselves, and now sharing that with others. A life I never even imagined could exist. I didn't think this was possible. I always went through the book. I followed it. If you were in Super Saturday, I mentioned that part of my journey. I went, you know, I'm an A-type personality. I went to school. I graduated from Hunter College. I started my special education master's degree through Truro College. So I was doing everything that was supposed to be done, right? So this opportunity came about and I'm like, okay. I was just supporting my sister then because she loved the program since the beginning. So it was like a family effort and all of that wonderful stuff. So it's a combination of things, but that's really much my story. So yeah, a person that never loved fitness is now actually helping others on a health journey and making an income and a livelihood from it. So I'm feeling blessed tonight. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. In a nutshell. I can continue on because our stories has, you know, so many layers, but I'm going to keep it short.
That's amazing. And I always tell the team, you know, because a lot of people will say, oh, you know, I don't have a lot of followers or friends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you didn't even have Facebook. So we go like nothing from zero.
I didn't know what Instagram was, like, really. So not to say that I'm an expert, and I really want to make sure that we're on the same page as, you know, as we go on. I said yes to this opportunity. I made a decision, just like you made a decision to be here tonight and to say yes to the coaching opportunity. From that get-go, I knew that I needed to embark on a new journey and learning things that would allow me to grow not only personally, but in the business aspect of things. And this business is helping people. So in order to help people, you need to connect with people outside of your inner circle. And my situation was different because, again, my sister had started before me. So she tapped into the warm market. The warm market is the people that we know. So I came in to a different side of life. I knew I needed to hit the cold market. And the cold market is other social platforms. I used Facebook and Instagram because I really needed to get to know at least two and stay consistent there. So I'm going to start by sharing. Gabby, if you can tell me like more or less when I need to stop, or I don't want to hold you guys forever.
No, so we typically have an hour, so
Okay.
you're good to like 10:30.
Awesome.
If you leave, some questions to the end, so we can ask.
Yes, of course. No, absolutely. I want us to enjoy tonight. I feel that for those that are afraid of social media and exposing yourselves and like, oh my God, what is going to be of my life? It's not as bad as you think. It's actually much more rewarding. I just need to hide. Bear with me. Again, when you want things to work fast, they don't. I see it here.
Why would it work fast?
Right, like who needs that? All right, so social media, the scary object, shiny object. I was afraid of social media, and I think I need to be really clear about that. But embracing it has actually opened the doors to so many amazing opportunities. So I love this topic. Your vibe attracts your tribe, the power of your story. And I know that oftentimes we always hear the same thing, but this is truly what it is. Your story and how you breadcrumb it, how you showcase that to the world is what's going to make the impact. And this is how you're going to connect with your audience, your cold market, your warm market, everyone that comes into play with you. So understanding that, and I hope that you guys can jot this down. Once you made the decision to become a coach, you're opening the doors of your life to others. Don't complicate this. And that's something that helps me a lot. Having an A-type personality, we're always searching for perfection. No one's perfect. So remove that from you. Each day, take it as lesson learned. But always remember that people need to see who you are. So make sure that when you're posting, you're being true to who you are, your intentions are right, and that you can sleep with a happy heart, right? Because that's really what it is. If you incorporate Beachbody and all the 4 vital behaviors into your daily activities, it makes it so much easier to post and find ways to interact with others and shed light and add value. So tonight, I hope to go over these 5 ways to be better at social media. And one of them is being authentic, but balanced. So I'll touch later on that. Take a minute to make your post pop. Show and tell. Connect. Real life is so much better than social media. Post with care. Just remember that behind every computer, phone, social media app, email is a real person with real struggles, like the struggles that we went through in the past or are currently enduring. And first impressions matter. So tonight or later on, there's going to be a couple of call to actions, and maybe as a team, you, Gabriel, and everyone can do this. If you have a chat or a page, screenshot your Instagram right now and grade yourselves after this or during the week. Like, how am I doing? And is my face out there? Oftentimes I find coaches or people that say yes to this opportunity, but they're covering themselves behind quotes. They're not showing their face. They're not showing their eyes. They're not sharing a smile. They're posting maybe, but the intention and the value, maybe people need to see us. Like, forget about making the picture so amazingly beautiful and apps and words everywhere. People need to see you. And I don't know if you've noticed, but now our social media platforms are like all live. We have Periscope, if you have that, if you have Snapchat, live video on Facebook. People are in need of interactions. They need to see that you're real. So whatever you're showcasing in social media, make sure that's being authentic, that it's you. So when you speak to them, when you go on live, it represents you, no one else. I can't be Gabby I can die trying to be her. I will never be her. You know, we all have our own gifts. Explore them and make sure you share that with the world. You are beautiful just the way that you are. Be you, authentically you. And that is the best advice I can give you. So being authentic, giving a first impression of like, I'm in this, like get to know who I am. You're getting to know strangers. So they need to feel comfortable with who you are, and they need to trust you. And how do you gain trust? You're keeping things real, transparent as possible. Your page must be public to all. If not, you're not open for business. So yes, you have Instagram and Facebook, but if your Facebook page is not public, then honestly, all your hard work and dedication into making it pretty is not going to mean anything. You want people to find you. As you can tell, I'm not sure if you can see my whole screen. I have my name here, my face, you can see it. You can see my eyes, I'm smiling. You don't need professional pictures. This was a selfie that I took in the car right before Super Saturday. That was a huge, scary moment for me. But I posted the picture and I kept it as my profile. It's me. And then in the summary there, I'm stating my name. I'm a daughter of a king. I'm a faithful woman. I'm married. I'm a mom. The same accolades that Gabby shared with you earlier in the call, that's what I'm sharing with them. The 5 things I identify with and where they can find me. Because maybe sometimes they're on Instagram, but not as much as they are in Facebook and vice versa. So now the whole thing I'm learning now is Snapchat. Once you master 2, expand to other social media platforms. You're going to start feeling more comfortable. As for me, it took me a minute to learn Facebook and Instagram. Now I feel confident enough to head on over to Snapchat. I never put my Team Beachbody website on. I think that that's not what we want. You lose people and people go clicking happy. You don't have that connection, that one-on-one that you really want to have, and building a relationship with that person. If you have your website info and your coach ID, they can go elsewhere and start shopping without you even knowing. For me, I prefer to link them into my like page. I'm working on that to expand my friends list. So followers and unfollowers and all of that. And how do you get those followers? How do you get those people to come to you? Is by being engaging and by posting minimum 3 to 5 times, sometimes 3 to 6, depending on your goals. Less than that, I honestly feel that you didn't show up to your business that day. Think of them as infomercials. You're promoting your business. And the way that you're able to promote your business is by posting consistently. The feeds go fairly quickly. So you want to make sure that you span them out. And I love how Beachbody does things because we're leading a healthy life. And if we are, we're supposed to be eating for the most part 2.5 to 3 hours apart, right? So our metabolism is revved up. So the way that I've always maintained myself is that way. I know that I have to wake up. I need motivation, personal development. That's how I like to start my morning. Then lunch. What do I love to eat? Why? What are the benefits? Add value to the post that you're doing. And keep in mind that every post you're posting with an intention. Have a schedule in place. Don't work blindly. That releases the stress from like, oh, what am I doing today? Work with intention. All right, this week I'm going to have an open house on Tuesday, so I need to market my business aspect, showcasing that and what this business has done on that case. Fitness on Thursday, throwback. However you go about your weekly schedule, have one. Create one, and it's trial and error. And always know, because God knows I am not a salesperson. I need a moment to breathe. You can breathe with me. When I started hearing all about this, I'm like, oh, nervous. This is not for me. Like, I don't know who you think I am. I love you. I want to support you because I did sign up as a coach to help her in her business. I'm like, I will never be a coach. I was that one too. That's not for me. And she's like, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is be you and share. And I took her advice because I don't want to be a cheesy salesperson. People need to be ready. I just share what this opportunity has done for me. So as you're sharing your story, you want to have an emotional connection with people. And this is where we need to embrace our story. And oftentimes we start this fitness journey and we get involved in the business, but we really forget why we started. We kind of initially, I want to change. I wanted to lose some weight. But the root of it, what got you to that point that made you decide to make a change in your life? Is a trajectory. Our life is like by chapters. So each chapter has led you to this moment. Don't forget about your past. Your past is key in this. And it is painful. I had to endure it. I had to embrace that. And I'm not sure if you've listened to 6 Months, Six Figures in 6 Months by Danny Johnson. I have to say, and I get goosebumps still, there are stories and moments in your life that you even forget about. And there's personal development that triggers these things in you. I was working out one day and this just came to mind and I was just bawling. And I'm like, this is part of my story. This is where it's stemming from. And I was able to pinpoint it. But the only way I was able to do that was by embracing my past and knowing that my story is going to help someone else. Because you can't help anyone if you don't know your story. You don't know how to connect. You don't know how to emotionally connect with someone else. You won't have any common grounds, and that makes life really difficult. So by writing down your story and connecting and embracing all of you, the past, the present, and where you want to go, makes things so much easier. So connect with people who don't know you. Share information freely. That's okay. Fit tips. I know that I had issues with food. I didn't know what to eat. Share what's helped you. Include your triumphs and challenges. Your active life will attract others. I know for a fact that I was never into fitness. So when I started with an Instagram and Facebook, people would be like, what the heck got into you? It's not that I love fitness. I don't wake up, and God bless you if you are, but I've never woken up like, today I'm going to work out to legs. I am so excited. What I try to connect with, in the past, I would always feed into my excuses. I would always have that I can't do that. That's for her. That's not for me. I would always put a roadblock. So when I'm working out, I work out for a cause. And those are the things that you breadcrumb in your story. Like that's the content that you want to add. And then call to action. Can you relate? You're going to find more people that are going to be attracted to you because you're going to bring them to their pain point. We all have them. We all have those points that we can damn, yeah, that's me. I need to stop. Let me reach out to her. That's how you're going to start connecting. Feelings, circumstances, not so happy moments, the things we want to hide. Those are the moments when your stomach kind of hurts and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm posting. I have 2 pictures that do that for me. Because they're the ugliest part of my life, how I felt in those pictures. But I know that in that is when I'm able to touch someone else's life. And that is the point of this, is being vulnerable enough to share the ugly, the pretty, all together, but being authentic. And that's the beauty of it. You don't need to fake this. I'm not saying to, showcase everything. If you're ready, post and breadcrumb it little by little, and you're going to start feeling more confident. You're going to start healing. And I found that to be true. The more you share, the more you let your feelings out there and share what you've, been able to surpass and challenges that have happened, and you've been able to pull yourself out of it now because personal development has allowed you to do that. Or because you're working out, you're like, wow, I never was able to do 5 sit-ups. Now I can do 25. Celebrate the small steps. I think that we focus so much on the journey ahead, but we fail to see how far we've come. Like every single step has brought us to this point. Celebrate them. Enjoy the journey and breadcrumb it along the way. And by doing this, you're creating credibility. People are connecting with you. You will be the same person that you are today and tomorrow. Yes, you've grown. Yes, you're probably with new struggles, but you're sharing and moving along and sharing where you're at currently. And that's pretty much the consistency in how you can not be salesy, but a storyteller. And again, consistency is everything. Like, I can't say that enough, because sometimes we feel like a failure. Things are not moving forward. And I can tell you, 37 months consecutively reaching Success Club may sound easy. And like, oh, she got that. No. I want to be clear. The consistency on my daily activities, my daily actions have allowed me to consecutively help more than 3 or 5 people on a monthly basis. But is the consistency there? And knowing that regardless if I've received 100 no's today, tomorrow is a brand new day. So always knowing that regardless, think of a deli in the corner store. When you need that milk to feed your child, and all of a sudden they're open consecutively, and then they just close the gates, and you need milk right now, and you go walking on your PJs because it's an urgent matter, the milk finished, you need to feed your child, you're expecting that deli to be open because, hey, for the most part, they've been there. And their schedule says, hey, they're there. And then all of a sudden they're not there. You're like, but I need to feed my child. That happens to people who are following you. Like all of a sudden, I'm ready, but this person just escaped from the world. Like if you're not on their feet, they forget about you. Remember, you're the one that wants to help them. They need you to go out there and be in the storefront and be there, present, sharing, adding value, and letting them know that you're going to be there for them. And that's where the credibility is at. Letting them know that regardless of the storms, because that's something that I've also shared. It hasn't been always sunshine and, how do you call them, rainbows and all beauty in this journey for the past 3.5 years. No, you share them. And you let them know right now, this is what I'm doing. Through your failures, people connect. People don't need perfect. I know I didn't. So consistency has been it. So always practice, or again, these are action plans that you can do with Gabby or your team. As far as why are you a coach and what does that mean to you? Like, why did you start Beachbody? Always refer back to that point when you said yes to the challenge and you purchased and you did the 3-day cleanse if you started with the 3-day cleanse, and you posted your before picture and you were scared and you took your measurements and you said, no, but I said yes to that invite. Why did you do that? And then after that, what made you fall in love with Beachbody? What circumstances were you going through at that time? How were your feelings at the moment? Go back to that life 10 years ago. Have you changed? Fast forward your life to 10 years from today. Will you be proud? And make a list of emotions or feelings. So what I'm trying to lead you here is we're always evolving. And that's our goal, right? In life, to not stay the same. I know for a fact I don't want to be the same way that I am today 5 years from now, right? So we always need to remember our current situation and what's brought us here, and jotting down where we were. So I can tell you that 3.5 years ago, I was overworked. I was overwhelmed. I was depressed. I was suffering from anxiety. I was dealing with a 9-to-5 that wasn't a 9-to-5. It was more than 80 hours plus a week. I was handling the whole household because my husband to this day works overnight. I had 2 kids, the responsibilities of that, stress out of my mind, a mortgage on top. I still have the mortgage, but you know what I mean? Like the stress level was intense. And then after all that, I was still wearing my maternity jeans after 6 months of having my son. So emotionally drained, just drained. When I think 3 years and a half ago, that's where I was. So when I told you that I had to hit rock bottom, I guess I had to go there. So am I happy with that? No. Did I want that for my life? Absolutely not. But I know that all that has served a bigger purpose in my life. And to this day, I'm constantly reminded of that. Because through now that story that I've been able to jot down and recall and relive, and moments that are painful, little snippets that I can share and add value to someone else, they can connect with me, send me a message, and like, oh my God, girl, that post you did reminded me of when I need help. How did you do it? I can help them because I have my story vividly. And it's not like a whole paragraph. Have words that bring things to you. Maybe not happy things. Again, like have them by buckets. And when you're lost for what am I going to post, think of those moments and incorporate them into your post. One thing that can help you is, for me, is Tuesdays are Transformation Tuesday. Thursdays are Throwback. The way that I've been using Transformation Tuesday is before I was, now I am, because of Beachbody. So who you were before Beachbody and what Beachbody has done for you now. You don't need a huge transformation. It can be, I've lost like 3 years and a half, but it's 3 years and a half. I've lost 60 pounds. I've kept it off because of the accountability, the support, and all of that. If you just started off, I was 10 pounds lighter. I was 10 pounds heavier. Now I'm 10 pounds lighter. I'm thankful for. Before, I never finished anything. This week, I did 5 workouts without missing one. Kudos to me. Like, I'm learning. Those baby steps are beautiful. Share them. Don't wait for the big picture of the before and after to say, okay, now I can do this. I'm sharing with you some of the pictures that I've posted on my Instagram, and I'll go through them. But before you even get here, if you haven't done so already, like make the list of things and feelings, emotions, things that you're interested in. Do you like sports? Are you into style? Are you a stay-at-home mom? Are you a dad? Do you like shopping, running, reading, foods? These are the people, this is your niche. This is your 2%. So before you get started on anything, after your 7-day quick start, okay, who do I want to help? What am I interested in? Because it's easier when you incorporate Beachbody into your life, because I can't change for Beachbody. Beachbody is an add-on to my life. So I can't change that I'm a faithful woman. I'm proud of that, and I need to let that know. I need my God. So I post about him. That's okay. I don't need to be someone different. I'm a mom. I need to show Elias because he's my business partner most of the day. He drinks Shakeology, so he's there. And, you know, in that post, I'm sharing what Shakeology does, kids approved, and then I share what it does with a cute little face. Nothing crazy, clear, is visual. I'm part of a team. I need a sisterhood. I need that tribe behind me that keeps me grounded, that keeps me motivated, that empowers me. Let's share that. My before and after, I have to remember where I started. So I'm thankful for this journey and why I'm there. Quotes are good. I'm not saying not to post them, but spread them around. Don't have like 5 posts of quotes all throughout. People need to see you. You see that sweaty pic down there? I didn't want to work out. But I posted. You know what? In the past, I would have probably skipped it. Today, I did an extra mile. I'm now all set to conquer my day ahead. We're always busy. So people need to know, like, okay, I can relate, but she conquered. How did she do it? You're giving them the tools. And then breakfast in the bottom. And then a little funny thing about coconut, that is, it helps everything. So make the list, and then those are the people that you can start helping. You are interested in different things than me. So obviously what I've shared with you might be different for you. Like you can't connect with anything that I've just told you, but that's why it's important to know, okay, Gabriela, I am into, and the 5 things that you are interested in, and that's your niche. And then you're going to start creating hashtags that you can find people in, similar interests, where you used to shop. So think of your niche as that. Think of you. How old are you? Who do you want to attract in that population? What ages? What nationality, if you want to go that deep? Like what fashion are they into? Where do they shop? Who is the money maker in the family? Can the person make the decisions, or do they need the hubby? Because then you can post things about that decision making. Homeowners, are they homeowners? Are they living in an apartment in Florida? What kind of car they drive? Those things, visualize your team. That's the blessing of Beachbody. You can work with your team. You can select your team. And by doing so, you find freedom, because that's when you start building your tribe. But it's through your vibe. If your vibe is not there, then you're not going to connect with those people, because you're not going to have anything to talk about. And that's where being authentic is key. So focus on targeting your niche, your 2%. Yes, we are in the business of helping people. I'm not saying that we're not. But I truly believe that I am responsible for a certain amount of lives that have been given to me, for me to help. I can't help everyone. My responsibility is to target my 2%. Because if I focus on helping the whole world, I'm going to the stress level is going to be crazy, because I can't help everyone. I can't connect with a man that's 250 pounds. I can't. Even if I wanted to, I can help him. My brother's, on that area. But what I'm trying to say is focus on your 2% and don't be overwhelmed. Like, okay, now I'm going to be posting just to post. No, focus on your 2%, on the people that are in the same length as you, like interests, hobbies, so you can have something to talk about. Because if you don't really know about basketball, you're not going to sound right. I don't know anything about basketball or sports. So I'm going to sound like an idiot. So, that's what I mean by that. Focus on targeting your niche. Life will be much easier. So based on that list of things that you write, if you go to church, again, if you're a faithful person, you have a church that you're part of, write those people down. Like, where would they shop? What kind of bookstores are they interested in? Books that they're reading, etc. And then what I've done to make my life easier is there is Tagomatic. Not sure if you guys use that to add tags to your Instagram. But I also used to keep hashtags on my notes or Evernote. You said something?
Yeah. What did you say? You use what?
Tagomatic.
Is that an app?
Yeah.
Tagomatic.
I'll share the slides with you too, Gabby, if you want.
Awesome. Awesome.
And this is, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, wait. And it's the best thing on earth. I also keep my things in folders. It's easier for me to access. But yeah, it's Tagomatic.
Okay. Thank you. And what is that? What is that for? Again?
So this is to add tags to your Instagram. So let's say today I can say coffee. I click coffee, and then it's going to search for coffee hashtags, popular coffee hashtags.
Oh.
And then I select them. Can you see that?
I see. Yeah, I can see now it's a little blurry, but yeah. So then you select.
So then you can select, and then it'll link you to Instagram, and you copy and paste.
Oh.
So it alleviates the work.
Got it.
And then if you like, what I've tried to do is I condense my tags by weeks to see who I'm targeting certain individuals. So I save those. I copy and paste it before posting on Instagram, and I save them in my notes for Evernote.
Got it.
So it's pretty cool. And that's how you can target your niche. Hold on a minute. I don't know if you guys have questions so far, or you want me just to keep on going.
Yeah, keep on going, and then.
All right, cool. So show and tell. Facebook and IG will tell the truth behind your posts. people can smell fake a mile away. Like, wouldn't you agree? Like, I think oftentimes we're really, we're in a big network and it can be overwhelming. We're part of huge groups. And sometimes we tend to kind of gravitate like, I'm doing something wrong. Let me do what so-and-so is doing. And then you start copying, being a copycat. And your posts on Instagram and Facebook, they are legit. They are beautiful. Like, you're consistent because you're being a copy carbon of the other individual. And you're posting away, and it's great because it's great content, you know, because when you read, it's awesome. But then this person reaches out to you, a complete stranger, and you need to set up a call because you need to get to know their, you know, their needs. And when that person on the other end starts speaking to you, and you talk as yourself, not the person that you've been copying, the other person on the line is going to be like, who on earth is this? So then you spend your energy, your time that is so valuable on being a copy when you can be authentically you and be proud of you. Be proud of your accomplishments, every step that you've taken from beginning till now, every failure. Because through those failures is when you're going to connect with someone else. And that's when you're going to touch someone else's heart. And isn't that what we're here to do? So always keep that in mind. Like, don't be fake because you're just making an ass out of yourself, if I can say so freely. So be you and show who you are behind doors. I think that your team will love you more after they start working with you, because isn't this a building relationship? First it starts with fitness, then we fall in love with the business, and then we merge both of them together, and now we're building an empire, right? So if you're you from the beginning, your relationship is becoming so beautiful that by the time you're here, it's just gonna blossom. But that only happens when you're being yourself and being okay with that. So embrace all of it, so you don't, you know, miss out. Tips for communicating the message. So again, this is just to recap some things that I've said. I know that you must be like, goodness, she wants me to like think of all the painful moments in my life. Like, why, Norris? Well, it's just part of this this coaching. It's part of who we are. It's part of what we stand for. And you need to embrace it. And I think that it's something that it takes a lot. But once you do that, that's when the inward transformation starts happening. You start growing. And you know that you're able to conquer and help others now conquer, because you know what you needed to do to get to that point. So you're serving others that way. Talk in your real voice, record yourself, and then type it. So play pretend sometimes. Like, guys, I have to say, like, again, I didn't speak. I can name my friends in a hand because I've never believed in having a huge group of friends who are like nothing at the end of the day. So I have like 3 BFFs maybe in my hands. So opening the doors to my life, to Instagram and social media, I had to get to like speak to strangers. That's hard. Like, my heart would race. Like, this to me right now is not easy. It's something that I wasn't accustomed to before. But I do this so I can start growing. You know, I have to practice. So when you voice record on Facebook, it's the best thing because they get to hear your voice. You can get to speak to them just how you are. And they connect with you better. Play pretend. Like, Snapchat is 10 seconds, but now we have Facebook Live. So if you're running your own challenge groups, I highly suggest for you to practice with your challenge groups, like going live and just sharing tips. Let them see you, you know. Practice makes perfect. Think of one friend that you want to help from a general perspective. So when you're speaking to a stranger, recall that person and just act like if you're friends. Like, it helps you with your demeanor, you know, and your confidence boosts. Read the ad out loud. Does it make sense? So this is like when you're posting something, always ask yourself why. And like before you press, like, what's the point of this What am I trying to convey? What are my intentions? Am I being real with all this? So rereading, and like I said, go back to your Instagram whenever you get a chance, Snapchat it, like, you know, do a screenshot and take a look at it, like, and question yourself. Maybe I should have done this differently. And that's how you start learning, reevaluating yourself, and changing things, because your audience changes constantly. Since we're adding new people always, their likes are going to be different. So you need to know what your audience is into and change things around, right? Help people see themselves in you. Your story has to be relevant. The transition needs to take them from your story to asking them to do something. If not, you will sound salesy and turn them off. Think what's in it for them. Like, what services are you going to provide to them? What are you going to help them with? If you have already achieved something they want, use that as a call to action. So oftentimes we post maybe a transformation or an invite, but we don't have a call to action. So always think of it this way. You're inviting them through your post 3 to 5 times, right? But if you don't have a call to action, then you're just jabbing them. That's the book, Jab, Jab. You need a hook. So the hook is the invite, and that's the call to action. So you always want to make sure that your posts have value, that it's for a purpose. And then when you do an invite, that you have a call to action and that you're inviting them to something. So that's why it's so key to have a schedule beforehand to what you're inviting them to. So it's like you're having a constant open house to your business. So whether you start your month with the first 2 weeks to hit Success Club, you're inviting them to your challenge group. The last 2 weeks, you're inviting them to your business sneak peek, open house. Then you're targeting that. But at least you have your dates clear and you're not lost. So it makes the call to action much easier. So that's why scheduling is truly one of the best things on earth. Like having that planned out for the whole month, it alleviates like, okay, so what's the date now? Like right now in my mind, I'm engraved May 30th is my next challenge group because I'm already working for June. And with that, I missed this one. I'm sorry. I skipped one slide. Oops. But pretty much find your purpose in your struggle. Always remember why you started. Your purpose and passion lie in the story of your past. This is me. A little glimpse of me. I was over 200 pounds. I'm only 5'1", and my newborn son. That woman right there, I don't want to go to that person anymore. Do I want to delete her from my life? No, because she's made me. So I always have to have certain pictures that when I want to stop and when I want to like just give up, I always refer to that moment in time where I needed help. So growth is painful. And then in my story and what I'm posting here, I'm letting them know that growth is painful, change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. So then I tell them, you see that woman on the couch holding a newborn child? Yep, that's me. Overweight, overwhelmed, tired of being tired, and in a dark place, a place where I know I don't want to belong, that I don't belong in. It was affecting my health, energy, and my family. So I'm telling them why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like I'm sweating for a cause. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to work out. And then I remember why I started. For me, it's always been more than the number on the scale. I sweat for a cause. It's my preferred happy pill. I show up and commit to all my other responsibilities. So why not show up to my life? I am no longer afraid of commitment because I switched my mentality from I can't to I can. Because it's not about perfection, it's about progress. If this resonates with you, then we need to connect. Ask me about the different ways I can help you, no matter what. And then I go on to, link them into my Facebook. So right there and there, if there's the women that I follow that I have common likes with, they're gonna be able to go to that point when they had their child or feeling in that defeated mentality or going through anxiety or depression. They're like, wow, I can so relate to this. And then you can start engaging and conversating and all of that. So that's not always easy, right? Letting people know all of that. But it serves a bigger purpose, you know? So find, you know, it's so true. In your purpose, somewhere in your struggle lies your purpose. So that, my friends, I'm sorry, now I'm opening it. I skipped that one, so I felt the need to go back. And that's that.
Post. You hear me?
Yeah, I'll stop share.
That was a beautiful post, I said.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow, those were amazing tips. And sometimes we have to go back to like the basics, you know? And it really is about sharing and authentic and just really sharing your feelings so that people can connect with us. So thank you so much for that. Let me actually, oops. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do the gallery view so that anyone has any questions for Norris, you guys can unmute yourself and ask away. And they're not shy.
Come on.
You're not
Anyone? No question.
Sorry, you know, I me and Matilda. Nora, you and your sister have an aura about you, guys, that is beautiful. And I'm sorry if she wants to join in on the comments because, you know.
Hi, what's her name?
Matilda.
Hi, Matilda.
Say hi. Hi. Yeah.
Hi.
So you guys, you know, I want to have like dinner with you guys. You guys have an aura that it's just beautiful, very motivating. Love the idea of going back to basics on a post, which I think I've never done outside of Transformation Tuesday. I think it's much more than a transformation picture, I guess. You know, because it's really showing where you're why you started, which I think sometimes we tend to glaze over.
You always have to keep that why present, and
right.
It goes a really long way.
Right, and a lot of people think that because you're a mom, you're doing it to get back to where you were before the baby, and it's so much more. At least for me, it's so much more than that. You know, so thank you so much for that. I was really light bulb, right?
Good, and thank you for your words. My sister and I have been blessed. Our relationship was mended years ago, and it's become one of the ones. I love that woman. Anyone else?
You guys sound alike. You guys look alike.
It's scary.
Seriously, when I first saw both of you together, I was like, are they twins?
No, we're not. We're 4 years apart.
She's older?
Yeah.
She's older. Is it just you two, by the way?
I have an older brother.
Okay.
And I'm the baby.
I'm forming you, girl.
I like that. And that's exactly what it is. It's like, who are you? Where you're from? Like, do we have anything in common? It's just chat. Let me see, like, come on, you know? And that's what it's all about. I think that we need to kind of go back to basics again and know why we're really doing this, because sometimes it can be draining. We can be honest about that. We need personal developments on some days more than others. Like it's our RV, and that's okay. We're going to have our ups and downs. But once you connect with your why every single day, that's going to give you the ammunition, the fuel that you need to keep on moving forward, because it's a bigger purpose you're trying to fulfill, you know?
Anyone else has a question or comment for Norris? No, I guess they don't. Your presentation, if you can share it, that would be amazing.
Will do.
You have on that presentation a lot of tips, and I actually took notes. I was like, so that please, share, because I know I missed the first 3.
I wanted to be on time. I'm like, okay, at 10:30, you guys have kids up. I'm like, okay, it's 10:28. We could do this. So sorry if I rushed through them, but
no, that's fine. But I know, like, for the beginning, the 5 ways to be better on social media, I got to the second one, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to ask you what the last 3 were.
No, I'll
Not
share
enough
it with you.
space, but yeah, I appreciate that. But thank you
Well, thanks
so
for
much.
having me. I really feel honored. Thank you so much. And thanks for, again, for taking the time just to be here tonight.
No, thank
Means a
you
lot.
for spending your Thursday night with us. We
Oh, no, it was a pleasure.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for your knowledge. Everyone have a great night, and let's go hit Success Club.
Yes, it's never too late. It's a decision.
That's right. Bye, guys. Bye, Matilda.
Have a good night. Good night.
Great night.
Late boomers, man. Where do I leave?